perfection coming up. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the end, it's gonna be us. Don't need a spotlight on this grind. I run it up, in the cut. Gotta eat, skip the sleep till the work done. I be up, I'm getting mine. Ain't no rush. This perfection coming up. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the end, it's gonna be us. Don't need a spotlight on this grind. I run it up.
What's going on, world? It's your man Cleveland. Ooh, what's my name? Cleveland. Cleveland Holmes if you're professional. Showtime if you're nasty. Welcome back to the Crosscast. Last week, I had fun, man. I had a lot of fun. Also, got some nice feedback, too, from people I didn't know, which is always a good thing, man. Always a good thing. I don't know how many of y'all are paying attention to the playoffs. Of course, probably everybody, right? Because it's the finals. I'm sad right now, man. I'm nervous. My boy Chris Paul, it ain't looking too good for my guy right now, man. And Bucks, man, that's a strong team, man. That's a tough team to beat. I don't envy the position that the Suns are in, because, well, that's what you gotta deal with. That's what they gotta deal with. But I'm loyal to a fault. Chris Paul is my guy, so that's what I'm rooting with. I ain't taking no bets where people's trying to bet the Suns against me, because, well, Chris Paul's my guy. Even though, shit's looking slim. It's looking real grim. Matter of fact, it's looking so grim, I don't even want to talk about that no more. So we go ahead and skip off that. One thing I brought up last week was like, pretty much people reaching out, I'm not opposed to it. I'm actually all for it, being as I'm doing something that I'm conveying to the public and to the listeners, viewers, however it is that you're digesting this, whether you're getting it on podcast apps, whether you're getting it on YouTube. I'm open to hearing how you're receiving this, what you like, what you don't like. Now, when I say what you like and what you don't like, if somebody shot me an idea, I would entertain it. Not to say you can just come and tell me what you want in a show and I'm going to just go to that. I'm sure there's something somewhere out there that gives you whatever it is you're looking for. So I'll hear what you're saying, and as long as it's consistent with my brand and what I'm trying to do, yeah, I'm down for it. You know what I mean? Collaboration, man, it usually makes shit better. I don't think I'm perfect. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of close, but I ain't perfect. So there's always room for improvement. And that's the mission statement here, man. Improvement, man. I wanna keep improving. I wanna, inform, entertain. That's what I do. That's my thing. So keep it coming. I definitely appreciate it. One of the things that I was told over this past week that was a focal point, something that they liked. They liked the fact that I provide like some motivational factors in there. Like for instance, the episode where I was talking about time and making time to do things, even if you only got 30, 45 minutes a day, spend that going towards something that you want to be going towards. And I can't lie, I was actually super proud to hear the guy point that out, because that episode was like a month and a half ago type. So it lets me know like you hearing me, you hearing me, and obviously you've been paying attention for a while. Whereas I'm thinking maybe he just caught on last episode. He's like, nah, I like this one and that, and to hear that, it's like, okay, you caught the message. You caught what I was getting at. I'm not sitting here telling you what to do. That's not my MO. My MO is more to inspire, inform, and entertain. I want you to, things that I'm seeing work for myself, I want to share. I feel like people could benefit from learning these things, or even just maybe hearing my view on things. A lot of stuff people agree with is stuff that they already know, stuff that's already in there, and maybe you just need to hear it again from somewhere else, and to make it make a little bit more sense. So that brings me to what we're rocking with today, which is habits and consistency. Bad habits die hard, man. They die hard. At least that's the saying I've heard. Can I say that that's 100% true? Depends on how sick of the habit you are. Let's see, like, me personally, one of my bad habits, studying, man. Like, even though I made a past episode about studying, like, and the importance of it. I don't mean that it's gotten so much easier for me. I just notice I see benefits when I do it. So I know that that's something that I need to do more of, and do more often, and actually just kind of incorporate that into every aspect of my life. But I have a habit of maybe looking at something, getting a idea of it, and then just feeling like, this is good enough. Whereas if I know something thoroughly inside and out, I can actually use it and apply the whole thing. And then if there's something to be improved upon, I can actually improve it. If I don't know the whole story, how can I improve it? So that's one of my bad habits that I've really been working on since that episode, and shit, I've gotten better, but there's still plenty of room for improvement on my end with that. So to consistently combat that, one thing that I've started doing, remember I had said stuff like I bought books. Well, back when I made that episode, I bought books, they sat there. I bought the books and they sat there. I like to know stuff. Learning is not something that usually comes super duper hard to me. Reading, however, is mad boring. Unless you got like something that you're really just interested in. So when it comes to reading, I will, if I'm trying to cram too much, I'll be asleep. That was one of my things with school. My teachers would be furious with me because I'd be in class sleep, and somehow or another I could smash their little test. It's like, you do realize this test is like a general test where everyone in the class is supposed to have a chance at it. 9 times out of 10, there's somebody in this class that doesn't get stuff as easily as I do. And they'll probably pass it. But look, let me not take this time to start bragging about me. But so what I've done, or what I've started doing over this past week or so, I actually just started making myself read a chapter a day. A chapter a day is not shit, especially in this book that I'm reading, because it's got short chapters, so I'm like, yeah. But I've noticed just in this short week that I'm knocking the chapter out faster. I'm retaining what I'm reading a little better. And in the book I'm reading, it's got like old school wording and shit. Like the book's called The Prince. It's by Niccolo Machiavelli. So those old school writing, they use different wording than we do. Like the way they talk, it's like nobody talks like that. So you really have to pay attention. Like some of the stuff I have to go back, read it over. Like I just read a paragraph and I'm like, hold on, what the hell did I just read? And read it again just to make sure it's making sense. But I've been reading that book a chapter a day, and then I noticed like the other day, I'm like, you know what, crack 2. So I know that's progress. That's progress in the right direction. Whereas, what my goal is to eventually get it down to where I'm reading a book a week, regardless of how big the chapters are. I know that's probably going to take a nice bit of time, but hey, it is what it is. So once I get done with that book, I'll definitely keep y'all posted, let y'all know what the next one is. And that's just a way for me to hold myself accountable. So if you notice, hey, I mentioned reading this week, and then I don't mention it again for a month, feel free to call me out on it. You know what I mean? YouTubers, rather you podcast listeners, Spotify, Apple, whatever. Feel free to shoot something my way. Call me out on it. This is something I'm committing to doing. I don't mind holding myself accountable. I don't mind other people holding me accountable if I'm putting this information out here to you. It's not like you calling me out on some shit that ain't none of your damn business. I'm putting it out there, so I'm making it your business. So, by all means, if too much time passes and you don't hear me mention another book, you know what it is. I done set that shit down and forgot about it. So that's just one of the things that I'm doing, like, to combat that bad habit. And actually, I'm combating a bad one and forming a new one. So I'm trying to create that habit of reading and learning, because there's actually something that I want to learn more about. It's kind of a tall task for me. So I'm like, let me get myself in the mode. I'm a kind of keep that under wraps on what that is until I actually start getting into it. It's definitely, for the fellas or for anybody, it's definitely a interesting thing. Hell, it might even come off as some disturbing shit to other people. So, but I'm gonna keep that a secret. That's for me right now. But I'll definitely share it once I get off into it and get to the meat of it and get to it nearing completion, so y'all can kind of walk through that journey with me when it's time for that. It'll definitely be a groundbreaking piece. Another thing I want to speak to, though, is consistency. Consistency is the root of any habit, whether it be good or bad. Consistency is the root of success and failure. Consistency is very prevalent in your everyday life, in the world itself. Consistency, patterns, all of that kind of makes you who you are. That people that know you well know what to expect out of you, because you're consistent in something. That you have that pattern that people can come to rely on. And when you kind of break that, that's usually when somebody's like, hey, are you okay? I noticed you're different today. It's little things, man. And for me, consistency is it's the difference between success and failure. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you want to make it consistent. And even when it comes to stuff like working out, maybe your first focus can be consistently going to the gym. Because I know the idea of working out with people is tough. People don't like to get uncomfortable. You got to get yourself used to it first. So if you're going in there trying to do full workouts after you just came from 5 years of not moving, you may be sitting down at a desk job and you don't move, and then you're just gonna come in and work out with somebody that's been doing it, yeah, you'll get through that first one. But the way you're gonna feel after that, the next day, is like, I don't want to feel like that no more. And you're not gonna go back. But maybe make something like that. Maybe you would try to make a habit, get consistent, and just showing up there. Don't go there and do what you can at first. Just get into the habit, become a consistent gym goer before you turn into a consistent, what I would call a consistent exerciser, you know. Because some people, like I see it all the time, people in the gym sitting on a machine on their phone. Me, I'm a consistent exerciser. I'm upset. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a little pissed. Especially if I need to use it. Now, if I don't need to use the machine, I don't care. Do your thing. But if I need to use it and you sit, like, you hogging some shit up and you just on your phone. Now, it's one thing if you hit the phone real quick and then you doing your thing. But if I'm looking over, every time I look over, you just sitting there. You ain't did a set yet. You've been sitting there for 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm a little pissed. But what I'm getting at is those people are, I mean, you're starting to show up. Just consistently show up. And eventually you're going to get into your groove where if you're showing up and doing something, baby steps, man. Make it manageable in the beginning, as opposed to coming in and throwing a whole load on yourself that you're not ready for. Like, that's very discouraging when people give themselves this huge order to fill, and it's like you don't even know where to start. Like, like it's hard to, if I'm imagining going to the gym and lifting a shit ton of weights and squatting a shit ton of weight and doing 1 million sit-ups and push-ups, if I don't do 10 of them a day and I'm thinking about doing 100, why the hell would I go there? Like, why would I go there? It just seems like too much. How am I supposed to do that? You know, so you have to make things attainable. So that way you're not discouraged. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're thinking of the end result instead of how to start, no, you can't reach the end because you didn't even figure out how to start. And when you start, keep going. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing. Like, hell with this. You know, I started the pod, and regardless of what was going on, it's like, keep going. Keep doing it. And I noticed dips in my my analytics, or like on times where I took the week off. Like when I had the family issue and I took the week off, or the holiday ones, the dips don't be so big because, well, everybody else is doing the holiday thing. But it still dips there. You know, so I'm seeing like, dude, Joe, it's too early in the game to not be consistent. It's too early in the game. And that's fair to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm no stranger to work. You know, that's kind of one of the things I pride myself on. I pride myself on being a hard worker, you know, getting things done in my way. Now, another thing that I'm picky. And it's so weird. I'm like a walking contradiction when it comes to this. Like, I have the nerve to kind of be a perfectionist, but then I don't care to study, which is so weird when I'm saying it out loud. Like, I'm saying it out loud. Like, I never really thought of that in my head until I just said it right there. That's super weird because it's like, how you gonna do that? It's a walking contradiction. So, yeah, obviously I'm doing the right thing, trying to make myself learn more. You know, I'll keep trying it until it becomes a habit. I'll consistently keep doing little by little until it becomes a habit, and then that's just something I crave on a daily basis. You know, because I do like the way I feel, especially like when a certain concept comes up that I'm kind of like, what exactly does that mean? And then I make sense of it. It's almost like a rush. Like where I'm like, oh yes, I'm the man. I get it. You know, like I like stuff like that. I like accomplishing things. I like the feeling of mastering something. That's my thing, man. That's my thing. I equate a lot of stuff to conquering. I believe if I was probably born in medieval times, I'd have been one of those guys that's like, man, let's go conquer everything. I would have wanted everything. But yeah, definitely being consistent in your habit forming, and be mindful of the habits you're forming, because that chilling, that what we call chilling, but really we're just not doing anything. There's nothing wrong with relaxing. I'm not saying that rest is super duper important. You have to have it. I do not agree with overworking yourself. You know, people, I got 3 jobs. I ain't slept in a week. That does not sound fun to me. Like that don't sound lit. Like, it's like what? There's times for that hard grind, but make sure it's for a reason that if you died doing it, would you be an upset soul? like if I was working at a factory at McDonald's and at a bar, saying I got 3 jobs and I didn't get much sleep, would I be happy if I died in doing that? I'd be pissed. Because it's like that. None of that is my dream. You know, that's all someone else. So, if I was doing something like that and I was grinding hard, maybe I was podding, maybe I was personal training, maybe I was running another business, and I didn't sleep much and I died doing that, I would accept that more, because they're all my visions. They're all something that I want to be a part of, and they're all things that I want going. So, pick and choose. Your time is your most valuable asset. So you want to develop good habits to maximize your time doing the things that you want to do, because the only certainty we have in life is we ain't gonna be here forever. So try to make the most out of what you got, and how you gonna make the most? You have good habits and you consistently do things that get you towards that level of self-actualization that you can be happy with. Where it's like, if I died today, I would be okay with that. I'm not okay with dying today. I got a lot of shit I gotta do. So, just in case y'all, I'm not telling y'all I got it all figured out. I'm just saying, I know I'm headed in the right direction. So if my experience can help jumpstart the next person, why wouldn't I come share it? You know, I feel like that's my job. You know, yeah. So consistency, habit forming, be mindful of it. Don't sit around and create bad habits because you're consistently not pursuing anything. You're thinking about it, or you're consistently too turned up to think about what you want, because eventually that shit's it's gonna pop back up, and one day you're gonna look at it like, damn, what happened, man? I was just 18. Now I'm 45. And I've been in a drunken stupor the last few years, and now I'm feeling underachieved. Who wants that? If you can avoid that feeling, why not? Just jump on it. Yeah, so watch what you do with your quote unquote free time, and watch what you do watch how you're spending your time, man. Watch how you're spending your time. Are you creating good habits? Are you creating bad habits? Whatever you do consistently becomes a habit. Good or bad. Bad or indifferent. Whatever. Yeah, so last week I did mention make music great again. It's probably going to be a theme of mine for at least the rest of the summer. Where I'm going to point out music that I'm been jamming to, maybe used to jam to, maybe something new. Just shit that I consider good music. Like this is great. Whatever this person's doing is great. Last week I shouted out Lloyd Banks' new album. It was great for me because it was classic hip hop style, 16 bars, 8-bar hooks, 3 verses on every song. He really got into it, and like that dude could rap. He always could. I always respected that. So that worked for me. This week I'm gonna bring drum roll. Okay, no, I can't do the drum roll. But it's a guy named Lucky Day. Now, if you're not hip to Lucky Day, boo, shame on you. Dude, Lucky Day, man, he's nice, man. He's nice. One of the things I like to point out is when I like R&B artists, one of the things I like to do is see what they sound like live. Is this a studio artist or is this like a real deal R&B guy? Lucky is a real deal R&B guy. The guy can sound in person like he sounds on the track. So I'm definitely down for that. His most recent album, I believe, is called Table for Two. I like that one. It got some nice tracks on there. He went heavy on the lady features. So I think the Table for Two thing, I think he kind of ran with that concept and had like a lot of female vocalists featured on there, which the concept is nice. I like when they get creative with the projects. That's dope. But it's Painted. He's had an album that came out before that one. I think it came out in 2020 called Painted. And that's where I got hip to him, man. And I'm like, this dude's nice, man. Like that. I like that whole project. And it's got some of my favorite R&B songs like to date on it. I like how I like diversity in a project where it's like you can take me from here maybe to got a song called like a Baseline. It's more uppity, dancey, jazzy. I come from a house where I listened to a lot of jazz music growing up. So whenever I can catch that vibe in a more, modern my time thing, I'm always partial to it. Like, even when I hear rappers using jazzy beats, like back in the day when Jay-Z did Def Auto-Tune, and like that beat, I thought it was crazy. Like whenever I hear those, I hear like a saxophone or something in the beat, I'm hooked in. Like, don't let me down. If I hear it at the beginning, I'm gonna listen to the song. Like, come on, y'all, don't let me down. Like, you already won me over with them jazzy horns and shit like that. But, he's got the song called Baseline where you kind of up dancey. Then you come down to Misunderstood or Floods where it's more sad relationshipy, or that's Floods. Got Misunderstood where it's kind of giving you like some emotion of where we don't have to put a title on this, let's just be what we are type shit. I like his sound. I like his music selection. And I just think that's somebody that is going to be making music here for a nice little bit of time. One thing I found out about him, he's older than I thought he was. He looked real young in the face. He's like 30. I think 31. 32, something like that. that made more sense to me on why his music was good, like it was. Because I'm like, man, this young dude, nice, and like his music selection and these songs don't shit. They seem like some shit that. Why am I so into this? Why am I so sold out to this idea of this person? And then when I found out his age, it made more sense to me. I'm like, oh, okay. He gets it. Like he's old enough to get it. So that made more sense to me. And I'm like, yeah, I really like what I'm getting out of him. And after watching, I saw him do a Tiny Desk performance. For those of you who don't know Tiny Desk is where like artists go and perform live, but it's like in this little desk area. But he did a Tiny Desk. I liked his sound. I'm like, oh, okay, so he can do this live. Okay, bet. And then recently, like maybe a week or so ago, he did like a virtual concert. I didn't watch it the day of, but I saw it like the other day, and I give him a good grade for charisma, cause me doing a virtual concert, so it's like you're on a stage, but there's no audience out there. There's like camera. That has to be weird as shit. And he's saying stuff like, thank y'all for coming out. Like, who's y'all? Nobody went anywhere. But he definitely sung his ass off. He did good. Just like I expected. I wouldn't have went and looked for that had I not expected it to be good. So definitely check out Lucky Day if you're looking for some great music. Check him out. That's dope shit. He from New Orleans, I believe. Yeah, New Orleans. Can't go wrong. There's definitely something for you if you're into consistent in what you're trying to accomplish. Nothing great happened overnight. You have to keep pushing, keep going, form those good habits, break those bad ones. And you do all that with consistency. Whatever you do consistently becomes a habit, rather it be good, rather it be bad. Keep that in mind while you're doing whatever it is you're doing today, tomorrow, every day for the rest of your life. Remember, whatever you're consistently doing becomes a habit. What kind of habit would you like to have? So I'm going to sign off with that, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. Thanks for watching the Crosscast. Your man Cleveland. Cleveland Holmes, be professional. Showtime if you nasty. I remember my name that time. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.